Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. We're all glad, right? Real happy that Chanel came out with the new Bleu de Chanel exclusive. Real cool stuff. But let's take a quick look at that price tag again. Oh my God! Yeah, that's not the vibe. No. Today, we're going way below that. Way cheaper. More affordable. The type of stuff that you don't have to take a second mortgage out on your house to afford. Cheapies that you can wear and appreciate. All of these are gonna be linked in the description below, no particular order. We're gonna kick things off today with this freak of nature right here, Bharara King. I do not even care if that's the proper pronunciation because that's how I'm gonna say it. Bharara. So why is this freak of nature? Well, because it's just a big old stock bottle, essentially. It's this big, heavy nothingness with the sticker slapped on the front and they just went, good enough. It's fancy enough. It's good. It's high quality. Now, truth be told, I've known about this for a long while. Yeah, for a minute. And I've seen it over and over and over again when I've been shopping on different discounters, different websites. Real affordable. It's like 50 bucks. Sometimes you can find it a little bit less. Good performance, the whole 9 yards. But I put off purchasing it. And you may say, well, why? I mean, if it's one that you've noticed that people have talked about, that's got good popularity, and also it does have a good atomizer, why have you put it off? Well, because it smells similar to Herba Pura. Yeah, this one right here, you know it. It's in that wheelhouse, it's in that style, but after getting this one in, it is really good. So it makes sense that it is so popular. It's very fruity, sweet, tropical, touch powdery, very, very appealing, big compliment puller, extremely versatile, the whole 9 yards. I might even actually prefer the smell of this to Herba Pura, which is one of those weird things where a lot of fragrances that smell kind of similar to that one, I end up preferring over the fragrance that kind of kick that whole style off. It's strange, but that's just kind of how it works for me. I know it's the same for some other people out there. Like, there are people who will go, oh, I hate Aventus for whatever reason, but I really like these Aventus style scents. Yeah. So with this one, you are getting a ton of bang for your buck. The fragrance lasts forever. It projects heavily. It gives you this great sweetness, fruity sweetness with vanilla as it dries down. Versatile, compliment pulling, smells expensive, the whole 9 yards. And while it is maybe a little bit unisex leaning, it is more masculine than Herba Pura is. So kicking it off with King. Very unassuming presentation, but the fragrance itself, pretty good. It's pretty freaking good, man. It's not bad, dude. If you like fruits and vanilla, that's pretty good. You can do a lot worse. Now go get me Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper. Anybody know anybody like that? I do. The next fragrance is one that tickles my funny bone in a particular sort of way because it is discontinued. I like that because you can still find it for cheap. I like that. I got kind of an obsession with discontinued stuff. I really dig it. This one is from Dolce & Gabbana. It's Light Blue Sun. So this one has made a reappearance at discounters. It is, I think, testers mainly, but that's better than nothing. And the price, pretty low, under 50 bucks. This one came out in 2019. Of course, it is the annual light blue flanker, the annual summer flanker. That's what it was for that year. 2019. Yeah, there was nothing really horrifically lame about to happen within a year after that. So this was from a happier time. That's why his name's Sun. Very optimistic. This one has ozonic notes, grapefruit, bergamot, ginger, and coconut as well. Yeah, it's like a little bit ahead of its time because after this one, years after, had a bunch of different coconut fragrances come out for men's lines that have done really well. Obviously, this one's gonna be very fresh, more for summertime use, daytime use. You could also stretch it a little bit, use it during early fall, late spring, and it would work there as well. Performance is so-so, but doesn't really matter. If you can get it for cheap, you can spray it on heavy and get noticed a little bit easier, a little better projection that way. And it is a steady compliment puller. Once again, a lot of people love the way that this one smells, and with it being now discontinued, very few people out there are gonna be rocking this one. So it does give you a little bit more of a unique scent profile in that sense. So Light Blue Sun Gotta know about that one. Who knows when it's actually gonna be gone, because with discontinued stuff, sometimes this happens where they pop back up and you're like, oh, there it is again. And so you scoop it up and maybe you don't see it again for 6 months, 6 years, or ever again. Or who knows, maybe you see it listed again 6 days later. It's kind of a crapshoot. Now we need to call a doctor for some of these fragrances coming up.
Because they're sick.
But before we get to those, I want to give you guys some codes, which are also sick. And here they are. You can use these across a bunch of different websites to save yourself some money. We've got codes for the Perfume Box, for Beauty House, for Fragflex, Max Aroma, JOMASHOP, just tons of codes. Use those anytime that you shop at those stores, save yourself some money. Let's go next up with this Reverie Aqua by Zamaya. You can find this for about 28 bucks online, give or take $1 or $2. And this one is a clone of a well-known Valentino. Also, it has a magnetic cap, so that's cool. Decent magnet too. Now the name here is maybe not quite the best as far as what it smells similar to, because this is a clone, as I said, of a Valentino, born in Roma, Intense. But that fragrance is not really an aquatic scent, so Reverie Aqua, questionable. Ultimately though, that doesn't matter because this stuff smells fantastic. Just like Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, a big compliment puller with great versatility, especially for fall, winter, and early spring. And this one does have like a little bit of a twist to it. So there's chestnut in here. It's also gonna give you that kind of lavender vanilla sweetness that Born in Roma Intense has. For the price, this stuff is insane. Sub 30 bucks, great performance, great quality, and a similarity with a twist to one of the most popular fragrances out there today. The next one is a Future Ultra Turbo Dirt Cheapie. Right now, it's just regular old cheapie. It's Nautica Voyage Intense. They had the perfect opportunity to come out with Voyage Elixir, but instead they just went intense. Don't worry, they'll probably come out with Elixir like 5 years from now. After everybody else is done with it, then they'll be like, hey, got a great idea, guys. I just came up with this new idea for a flanker. Elixir. It's gonna be gold. And in typical Nautica fashion with this one, they have gone very inexpensive. They basically just got a little sticker, slapped it on the front of the existing Voyage bottle, and they were like, good enough. Now I've got an old school bottle of Voyage right here, back when it still had the metallic cap. You can see that the new color scheme slightly darker with Voyage Intense, and that really tells you the whole story. Voyage Intense is basically taking Nautica Voyage, the original, giving it a little more depth, a little more body, making it slightly more modern, but keeping that Voyage DNA intact. So it still has that apple off the top, a nice crisp green apple when you first spray it on. As it dries down, you don't have as much of an emphasis on the floral notes like you can find in the original Voyage. Instead, this one has more of a clean, like neutral woodiness, kind of a minerality to it. It has better push than the original Voyage, better longevity than the original Voyage, so you're gonna get a little more bang for your buck. Great versatility once again, an awesome day-to-day, just Swiss Army knife type of fragrance that you can wear whenever you want and be confident that everybody's gonna like it, which again is pretty much the reason that the original has been popular for so long, because it does that same stuff. Now, as of right now, this one is only available at Amazon, and I think it was like 40 bucks is what I paid for it. Obviously, you can see this is a 50 ml size bottle, but when this hits discounters, I got a feeling it's probably gonna be, what, 20, 25 for a 100 ml? Maybe not immediately, but before too long, that's what it'll be, really, really cheap. And when that time comes, that's when it's worth a pickup. 40 bucks for a 50 ml, probably just if you're a big fan of the house or the line, but once it goes down further, yeah. The next one is from Absar, and this one is called Oud Samawat. It just rolls right off the tongue when you're a native English speaker. Samawat. Look, I'm fully aware that there's gonna be somebody out there watching this going, oh, this is not even close. I apologize. Although, to be fair, if you go somewhere where the language is quite different from English and try to say something that is an English name or word, it does come out differently. Like if you go to Japan and say McDonald's. Makudo. So this right here is a clone, and it's similar to Burberry's Hero, but with a bit of a twist, a little change. So off the top, this one has notes like pineapple and grapefruit. So obviously a little more of an emphasis on those fruity notes compared to the OG. Also has apple in there, nutmeg, clary sage. So you're gonna get some different aspects through the mid as well. But that cedar note that Burberry Hero is so well known for, that does come out here as well. So kind of a twist, a Burberry Hero twist. Really good versatility once again. Really year-round here with this one. During summertime, definitely more of an evening fragrance. Not really the type of thing you want to wear in the middle of summer when it's super hot outside, but still you can pull this off in different situations pretty much whenever you want. And by that I mean year-round. And by that I mean sometimes, but not always. Let's go with the fragrance next that is a clone, but it's not actually a clone because it's from Bentley. And they would never clone anything. They would not do that. But this one does smell suspiciously similar to some other things out there. It's Silver Lake by Bentley. Bentley for men, Silver Lake, technically. And this smells a little similar to a very unknown underground fragrance line, Acqua di Gio, by the way. Rest in peace, Giorgio Armani, pour one out. Or I guess spray one out would be the right thing. Smelling very Acqua di Gio-y over here now. So Bentley for Men Silver Lake, fresh, aromatic, clean, classy, cheap, all of those things. Smells similar to Acqua di Gio's Essenza, which that one discontinued and expensive. So if you get this one, you can have a fragrance that's in that style, in that wheelhouse, only it's not gonna cost you anywhere near as much. Gonna be more spring, summer, daytime oriented, great scent to spray on basically just whenever you want. The next fragrance comes to us from Fragrance World, and it's Sui Generis. Sui Generis, Generis. Not a French Avenue fragrance this time, a Fragrance World fragrance. You don't see those as often now. And it's like everything is French Avenue, but not this time. And this one is a little bit in the style of this one, Gentleman's Society, but not the regular one, the extreme version. Let's do a little comparison here. Now they're not the exact same, though the note breakdown is quite similar. The Fragrance World, to me, has a little more of that aromatic feel to it, especially when you first spray it on, and more of that underlying woodiness that comes through a bit quicker. Whereas with Gentleman's Society, you're gonna get that narcissus, that kind of, irisy vibe. You don't get quite as much of that popping through in the Fragrance World, though it is definitely there. This one perfectly suited for fall and winter time, classy, sexy, and another one of those clone fragrances that kind of outpunches its price. And even though it's not the exact same as the Gentleman's Society Extreme, a great alternative to it. The next fragrance from one of the cheapest designer houses out there, where basically everything they release, it's gonna be available on the very low before too long. And this one already is. It's not been out that long, but it's already ultra cheap, like 20 bucks. It's Davidoff's Indigo. Actually, the bottle styling here is like reminiscent to the old hot water bottles. I was looking over here because I thought that I had them over here. I might have them in the other room. Yeah, I think. Oh, no, maybe? Oh no, they're with my discontinued ones. They're like up there somewhere. Dang it! Here's a picture. Do you see what I'm talking about? The ridges. The ridged for your pleasure. The bottle is like that, except it's see-through. Now, Indigo does have a derpified 3-note note breakdown. Very boring, not a whole heck of a lot going on there. Peppermint off the top, some lavender in there as well. And then sandalwood in the base. So not a whole heck of a lot to get excited about. You see that note breakdown and you're like, okay. The fragrance though for the price is actually really solid, surprisingly good. Another one that's very easy to wear, so you could use this daily, no problem. It does, to me, have a throwback to Cool Water, which is also similar to Green Irish Tweed, but it's not the exact same as those. It's also got like a little Platinum Egoiste in there from Chanel, but it has a little more sweetness to it. as it dries down. So you could say it's like taking this throwback masculine style of fragrance and ever so slightly giving it a tiny modern push. You know, just sweeten it up a little bit, you know, take some of the edges off a little and then present it in a very, very affordable package. That's basically what they've done here. So it maintains that classiness, that ease of use, and does give you just a little extra hint of bubblegum, but not a whole lot. It will probably appeal more to guys that are like late 20s and up, if I had to guess, but it smells pretty good, all things considered. Next one is an ugly, hideous looking bottle that I absolutely despise. It is Emeer from Lattafa. Just this like web of plastic gold, I don't know. But I tell you what, boys, we are sitting high on the hog with this one because it smells similar to Town and Country by Clive Christian. Pinky's out. Pricey, pricey, expensive, expensive. That's why it's gold. Ignore the plastic part. Just imagine this is pure 24 carats. I just sprayed my hand. It does smell good though. It smells high end, it smells expensive. You have citrus in here, you have tea when you first spray it on, clary sage, juniper, cardamom, woods, a little cashmeran as it dries down, so it's got this like fizziness to it. Extremely long lasting, great quality. As I said, very classy, the type of scent that you can wear pretty much whenever you want. And if people ask you what you're wearing, you lie. Oh, it's this fragrance called Town and Country. It's very high end. The last one is from Karl Lagerfeld, Bois de Cyprus. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it correctly. We're just gonna roll with that. Now here's the deal with these Lagerfeld fragrances, the ones that come in this presentation style. Typically very, very, very affordable, easy to find at discounters for the most part, very wearable, fizzy, typically a little bit sweet, and that's what's going on here. Citrus, mint, cypress, very, very, very easy going. A little cashmeran in there, a little bit of green cardamom as well, hence the color scheme of the bottle and everything. It does have a little bit of like a fizzy, like carbonated, syrupy sweetness to it, but a nice green freshness that helps keep everything balanced. As always, the main drawback with this line, and this fragrance as well, is the performance is not beastly. It's very okay. Now it is affordable, so you can blast it on, go heavy, spray it on your clothes, spray it in your hair, who cares? But if you're looking for something that's gonna last a really, really, really long time and project heavily, it is not this. But if you want something that has great versatility with a nice sweetness, a little green edge to it, this stuff is perfect. So there we go, guys, some fantastic fragrances that you need to know about, some inexpensive cheapies, some that are newer, some that are older, but all worth knowing. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.